This week's show brought to you by Roosters, a fun casual joint. Frank Shoup, Georgetown's big name in cars.
Welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Scott County Cardinals News Graphic Lady Cardinals Coaches Show. We're here to talk about week 1 of the Scott County Lady Cards season, and it was a tale of 2 games to say the least. Back-to-back games, home games on Thursday and Friday night. The first one was against Cooper. It was a rematch of a game that the Cards struggled with on the road last year. They knew it was going to be a battle, and they knew Lexi Held, who was headed for a basketball scholarship at DePaul University in Chicago, they knew she was going to be a challenge, and they were not disappointed, to say the least. Held with 32 points, had a three-pointer at the buzzer that could have given Cooper the win, but fortunately for Scott County fans, players, coaches, parents, and everybody, it hit off the back rim, and Scott County escaped with a 77-75 win. Night where SC didn't play its best on offense or defense, but found a way, and Coach Helton was pleased with that, as early in the season, that's what you want to do. Sometimes it's not going to look like mid-season form. It did look like mid-season form, or as Coach Helton said in the paper after the game, mid-February form, as the Cards went up against Fleming County, a game that they thought was going to be a lot more physical, and you would think it would be a struggle one night, less than 24 hours after such a physical, grueling battle against Cooper, but it was not. SC jumped out to a 41-7 lead after the first quarter, and that was before Morgan DeFore hit 4 consecutive three-pointers. And the Lady Cards were on their way to an 88-34 win, mostly navigated by the running clock after that outburst. Got everybody a chance to play, get some rest, and that rest is going to be necessary. By the time you watch this, they will have already played their 3rd game with the Lady Cards as they went on Tuesday night to Sayre for the first 42nd district game. And there are going to be 3 district games in a 2-week span here that are going to say a lot about where SC ends up in February as they look for a 2nd consecutive district title. That Sayre game, always tricky, a smaller gym. Don't necessarily know what to expect out of that team. They Sayre 1-1 going in. Assuming Scott County gets through that one, it's going to be a couple of good battles later in the week. They had a game moved that'll be moved to later in the season. They had a Grant County game that was shifted around, so that won't be played. But then they do another back-to-back, Friday, Saturday. You can go to Boyle County on Friday night to see what shapes up as a tough one. Varsity only, 6 o'clock start for that. And then Saturday, an unusual starting time of 5 p.m., 3:30 for the JV, as Lady Cards will host Clay County. Don't really know what to tell you about that game other than it's a rival from a little farther away, not a team they play all that often or haven't played that often in recent years. So an interesting inter-district matchup here, a couple of them for SC, but they'll turn right back around and play Douglas the week after that, and they'll play Henry Clay as well. We're going to find out where things stand for SC early in the season before we get to Christmas. So Coach Helton with some thoughts on the first 2 games. I know he was kind of beside himself after the Cooper game, kind of a sigh of relief and just thankful that they were able to find a way to win. It wasn't the team that he saw in preseason as far as, and he was cautiously optimistic about the amount of talent because you have to find a way to put all that talent on the floor at once, 5 at a time. I think things got better on Friday night as we were able to see what SC can accomplish at the top of its game. And Coach Helton excited to talk about that game as well. Let's hear what Coach had to say about the 2-0 start for the Lady Cards.
Lexi Held and Cooper were as tough as advertised, but the Cards found a way to win and kept up that momentum against Fleming County.
Hey, we knew coming into it. We knew what we were getting into with Cooper, and they played really well. Lexi Held, she's going to DePaul for a reason. She's very good. And I really thought we showed some first game jitters as well. I thought we did some things that are uncharacteristic of our team, and it was a great way to learn and still win a game. But for as poorly as we played on Thursday, I think we played that well on Friday. We really played. We came out, had a pep in our step, and my goodness, we put 71 points up in half, which I think in our 18 years, that's at least right up there in the top 2 or 3 halves that we've put together. And if we've ever done it before, it was before the running clock. So I thought our kids handled that game well. You had a big lead. They still look for each other. They made the extra pass. And you have a league like that, you can tend to lose focus. And I thought our kids, for the first time in that situation, was great. So back-to-back games, first game of the season, both home games, great home crowds. I mean, our home crowd was awesome. Great week one.
The Thursday-Friday games were an early test with long-term goals in mind.
That's why we play a lot of back-to-back games. We'll play those games because when you get in tournament play, you will have short preparation. You'll have that, an emotional win on Thursday, and you have to come back and play, another good team on Friday. So there is a method to the scheduling. And I know it seems like sometimes it's just a lot of games put together, but we do try to schedule in games where we're preparing for tournament season, postseason, the entire season.
Scott County got a jump on the 42nd District with a win at Sayre, but two more challenges loom this week.
Most important game on our schedule is tomorrow night against Sayre because it's a first game of our district. We need to get off on a positive. We need to, you play that game and that puts you in hopefully in a positive run for the rest of the other. I was going to say the other 4 games, but now you got 6 games. When you add Douglas in there, so very important for us to go to Sayre, and it's a tough place to play. We've struggled over there in years. Even going back to 2010, we were state runner-ups. We talked about that in practice. We were down in the fourth quarter at Sayre. They're a very good team. They're very well coached. Charles Thomas, I played against him in high school. He was a freshman when I was a senior, so just an incredible player. And now he's doing a great job at Sayre. And then it gets real when you go on the road at Boyle County. They put one on us over there pretty good 2 years ago, and we got them back here last year, and so I think they're poised and ready for us when we walk in there on Friday night. And that Friday night game is a 6 o'clock varsity game only. They did change that, so it's a varsity game only at 6. And then a long road trip, you got to come back and play Clay County here at home. So again, back-to-back games, very physical games. One on the road, one at home. And then we'll take we'll catch our breath, and then here comes the district the next week.
Coach Helton has no trouble finding room for improvement, even with an undefeated start.
I think it's just execution, and still from a coaching staff, figuring out rotations, figuring out who's playing well with who, figuring out what lineup's going to make certain things go. Again, I go back to football. I feel like we've almost going to have a couple of different packages, with certain lineups. Their best offense is their defense, and we got certain lineups that we're going to run a few more sets to. Don't create as well on their own. Don't have that. Don't get as many deflections as some lineups do. So, from a coaching standpoint, we're still trying to figure it out. We're 2 games in. We've not figured anything out yet, other than when we're on, and we can score. But definitely something we need to work on.
All right, that was Coach H, and he, again, very enthusiastic about the way Scott County played against Fleming County, hoping they can carry that on in what's going to basically be a slate of a game every other day here for the rest of the month. It's not going to be a lot of downtime for the Cards, so they'll have 2 days off between the Sayre game and the Boyle County-Clay County doubleheader, but it's a busy schedule and a challenging one. Some odd opponents, don't really know what to expect, and we'll see how SC responds to that. Had a chance to talk to a couple of the top players. We mentioned it's a deep talent roster this year. And 2 people we didn't even get to talk to for the season opening show, but who are going to be a big part of Scott County's run at regional and state titles this year. Malia Owens, she's gotten plenty of Division I looks and some offers on the table. Only a junior, scored her 1,000th career point last year. Averaged 16, 17 points a game. A threat from outside, a threat driving to the basket. A threat defensively. She's got the all-around game that you want from a player and a leader of her caliber. And then Juliet Smith. Exciting to see her back. In my case, the first time I've had a chance to watch her. She started as an 8th grader, started as a freshman, suffered an ACL tear summer before her sophomore year that kept her out the entire season. Gave her a chance to sit back and watch and get hungry, and she was a great teammate during that ordeal. I think it's helped her become, to certainly give her a level of appreciation for the opportunity that's before her this year. Let's see what Malia Owens and Juliet Smith had to say about this season and their opening week.
The Cooper game was an intense physical battle for all 32 minutes.
I think that we just kind of learned we have to be able to create when our shots aren't on. I think we also learned that we played very hard. That team was very scrappy and they got a lot of loose balls, and we were able to stay with them because we were playing so hard.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging, but it showed a lot about our heart, and we wanted to win that game, and we ended up winning. But I think we played really well towards the end, and we pulled it out.
After the Cooper win, Scott County felt like it had something to prove against Fleming County.
Yes, I think we came out and we were like, all right, we shouldn't have played that close with Cooper. We need to kind of get it together. And then our shots were falling just like the first scrimmage. And so it makes it seem a lot better whenever our shots are falling.
Yeah, that game was really fun to watch and to play. Morgan hitting those like 5 threes in a row. It was crazy. I've never seen that before, so it was really fun to play.
Smith has come back from her injury and picked up right where she left off 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be out with my teammates. I mean, last year, being on the bench, I tried to be a better teammate and learn, but it's so much better to be out there and help my team.
The win at Sayre was an important building block toward the Cardinals' championship aspirations.
Yeah, it's very important, especially because Sayre only played them once, and so if we lose, we'll be 0-2 in the district start out. So it's really important to get that game and get the top seed right away.
I think it's always important when it's a district game because it's for seeding, and if we mess around and drop that game, then we have to fight for that top spot, and so then it's harder to be able to get to the region if we're not in the top spot. So I think that if we just go out and we come out focused and we stay focused the whole game, then we'll be fine.